Joining me now is Chicago Congressman Mike Quigley. He's co-chair of the Congressional Ukraine Caucus. Congressman, thanks so much for taking the time today.
Thank you. Good to be back.
You have called this the most difficult time of the war so far. In your view, can Ukrainian forces turn this counteroffensive around and make significant progress?
Sure. I mean, your reporter just talked about expectations, and I think there is a problem with unrealistic expectations. He detailed the challenges they face. Let's remember the Allied forces landed in Normandy. It didn't sweep across France, cross the Rhine, and get into Berlin in days or weeks. The challenges here are at least as great in terms of the ratio of who they're fighting. Fifth largest army in the world. So the things I saw when I was in Germany recently, visiting the Ukrainian troops, training on our Abrams tanks, it's the same spirit I see here in Chicago among Ukrainians. And when I was in Kyiv last year meeting with President Zelensky, they have always exceeded expectations. This won't be easy, but we can't let those unrealistic expectations help the appeasers who would have the Ukrainians cede land in their future to Putin.
Well, let's set aside the expectations. The goal here is to break through Russian lines and gain back significant territory, specifically break, for instance, the land bridge between eastern Ukraine and Crimea. Do Ukrainian forces need more Western help, Western weapons to do so?
Yeah, well, first of all, we need to pass the supplemental, and we're hearing that the next one will come any day. They need more of the same. They need a lot more ammunition. They need a lot more weaponry. And as was addressed just now, they need help in the air. What we're seeing is a familiar pattern. Initially, the West says no to a request and eventually gets there. We saw that from this when this was just a battle of funding insurgency to armor, then tanks, and now hopefully something more to help them break through at a critical time.
You mentioned concerns that Ukraine will face pressure to concede territory. When I was in Eastern Europe in April, there were already fears of exactly that. Given the difficulties this summer, do you see increasing pressure on Ukraine now to, in effect, sue for peace? And therefore, do you see division within the alliance?
I don't see that division yet, but it's a real threat. I'm concerned here at home. You know, one of the things that concerns me most right here, right now, is our ability to govern. When we go back to session in Congress in September, we're supposed to fund the government. I'm not sure we're capable of getting that done. Maybe we'll do a continuing resolution. There's a possibility we'll shut down. Lost in all that will be a struggle to try to pass a supplemental while the world is watching. So there's a lot at stake here. And the fact is, there will be those who see this difficult task and say, it's one more reason not to help them at all.
You mentioned political troubles now. As CNN reported a short time ago, it is the view of Western officials that Putin is planning to wait out the war till the 2024 election when he hopes he will get a friendlier occupant of the White House. Would a Trump victory mean a victory for Russia in Ukraine, in your view?
No, absolutely. President Trump was an apologist for President Putin, always acted as if Putin had something on him. And what he is saying right now is he would end it in a day. Well, the only way he ends this war in a day is to tell President Zelensky, no more aid, get the best deal you can. So this would be a massive victory. Certainly what Russia would do at that point in time is regroup, rearm, and prepare for the next assault. And Ukraine wouldn't be the only one at risk. Eastern Europe would be there as well. So a massive difference. And obviously, Putin isn't worried about the cannon fire he uses for troops. Tactically, strategically, it's sadly the smart move for him to see if he can wait and have a friendly president who would, in reality, be on his side.
Congressman Mike Quigley, co-chair of the Congressional Ukrainian Caucus, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.